Hello and welcome to the video. My name is Malachi Frost and we are here with By Moonlight. This is a game about a little paranormal investigator guy. He's a paranormal investigator who's been hired by the paranormal to investigate. Is all it says on the Steam page. So let's jump on in, and it looks adorable and I love it. You're staring down at your phone screen to make sure the Uber driver doesn't try to kidnap you. Maybe it's just because of your profession. You've always been the paranoid type. Shouldn't you be looking at the road? It's a dark and stormy night. It's painfully obvious that it's raining because there's a leak in the roof of the car. It occurs to you that you've forgotten an umbrella, but don't have enough cash to spare a trip home and back again. The car screeches to a halt at what you presume to be your destination. Ooh, that's a big house. I'll check out the constellations. It's no wonder they hired a paranormal investigator. You've been to plenty of weird places, and this one screams haunted. You see some lights on and assume, hope, that the client is home. The rain's pretty hard. Should you try and make a run for it, or play it cool? Run like hell. Storms are a pain. Oh my god, that's me? I look like Tommy! Backstory. Tommy the FireBoy is a very dear friend of mine who's another street performer and sword swallower. And this looks like Tommy. Future editing Malachi. Put up the PNG of Frost and FireBoy. It's right there. But that's Frost and FireBoy. That's a picture done by Lily Callan Fay, a very talented artist, of me and the Tommy. Storms are such a pain. The driver looks at you with what you can only assume is contempt. Good luck. As the car door opens, you take off running. While you are aiming for a sprint, your legs aren't nearly as fast as you anticipated. You try not to let your physical weakness get your self-confidence down. You look up. The door seemed larger up close than it did from the SUV. You raise your hand to knock on the... Uh-oh. I like how my cursor's a little ghost. You see some tendrils of smoke creep out from the door, but honestly, don't want to know where it's coming from. You hesitantly raise your head. Hello? Look at your little smoky fire ears. I like you. So you're kind of a werewolf, maybe, with the moon? Let's give you a nice gravelly voice. What do you want? You stammer slightly. I'm the paranormal investigator you hired. You think to yourself that he gives off an intimidating aura. What could possibly scare him into calling you? You're starting to reconsider if taking this job was a good idea. Seba, down! Don't scare them off like that. It was hard enough getting anyone to come out on such short notice. You think you heard him whimper, and a thought briefly crosses your mind that he seems like a puppy? Oh my god, look at his little eyes. They look like eggs. I'm gonna call you Egg Eyes. I'm sorry. I thought you were the mailman. You laugh and stretch out your arm to pet his head. He's a good boy. It's fine. Don't worry about it. The woman who calms Seba down is looking at you doubtfully. Are you really a paranormal investigator? You don't look like one. You snap back to reality. Oh, the humanity. Of course I am. You hurriedly rummage through your backpack for your license. My lucky sweater. Super official paranormal investigator. That's me. Speciality relating too much to suffering ghosts. Experience, watch Ghostbusters last year. That's all you need to know. Birthday, gift cards are ideal. Pricing, $5 for Will-o'-the-Wisp. $170 for a Bantry. Ghouls, $20,000 open to offers. Rating, a ghost, an ice cream, and a sun is what I'd give myself. After all, you are the renowned... What was your name again? The default name is Aiden. I want to go with Aiden. I've already said that it looks like Tommy, so let's have the adventures of FireBoy, the paranormal investigator. FireBoy, is it?
My bad.
Ah, thank goodness. I was worried that we brought the wrong person, haha. You glance down at your soggy clothes and try to hide your embarrassment. She gives you a warm and reassuring smile. Many apologies for the misunderstanding, FireBoy. My name is Joan. You give her a slight nod. I look forward to working with you. She gestures for you to come inside and follow her lead. We teleport through the door. You smell the faint aroma of coffee. You're about to ask Seba if you could have some, but he's over cowering in the corner. As the beat kicks in, he looks like he wants to ask you something, and he's nervously tapping his foot. Maybe he's just tapping along to the beat. Hell yeah, ask him what's wrong. Seba, is something bothering you? His ears perk up, and he looks to the side shyly. I was just wondering what you are. I didn't give you your gravelly voice. I'm sorry, Seba. I am a guy, but I love that you can choose. Oh, I'm sorry. If I was being rude or anything, I just didn't want to call you something bad. Joan shakes her head. No, you did a good job, Seba. It's good to treat him with courtesy, since he is doing us a huge favor after all. Speaking of which... She coughs awkwardly. That's a pretty awkward cough. We called you here today for a certain problem? You give her a questioning look. She sighs. Maybe it would just be faster if we brought him out. Who? Joan walks quickly to the other room and returns with a hulking figure at her side, following her hand for guidance. Uh-oh, FireBoy's freaking out. Hello, Fireface. Huh? Nani? You feel the urge to scream, but your voice catches in your throat. You quickly turn away in disbelief. The headless being waves awkwardly. Joan interjects. Okay, so this might be a bit of a lame case, but Hans here lost his head, and we want your help in getting it back. Excuse me? Joan stares at you blankly. You are a paranormal investigator, are you not? Yeah, an investigator of the paranormal, not an investigator for the paranormal. But we already wired the money to your PayPal. Saber shakes his head gravely. Seeing his body walking around aimlessly, that just isn't right. He looks towards you pleadingly. Don't do the egg eyes. He's a good person, I swear. A bit eccentric. But it's a good cause. You're considering your options. Are you seriously going to look for the head of a headless horseman? Hell yeah. Money's money. You heave a sigh. Well, you seem like decent people, so I'll give it a shot. Fantastic. Let's seal the deal on a handshake. Don't handshake with a witch. Her hand feels warm, or maybe it's just because you were out in the rain. You give a slightly relieved smile. I mean, at least the rest of you are normal. Saber looks a little confused. Who said that we're normal? He gestures towards Joan. She's a witch, obviously. He turns back towards you. And I'm a hellhound. Oh, no way, buddy. You with your little ears and the little stuff under your eyes and your giant egg eyes. No way, egg eyes. You are not a hellhound. You're like a hell puppy. Well, to be more accurate, a fox hellhound hybrid. See? But I thought this was established already. You take a step backwards. I thought you were, I don't know, cosplaying, going to a dress-up party? Joan looks at you with complete disdain. What kind of person does that in their own home? You laugh nervously. Ha! Okay, it was great meeting you and all. One monster I can handle, but 3? That's just not happening, unless... Seba gives you the puppy dog eyes. Hey, guys. Yeah, I'm out of here. We already said we were going to do it. Joan shrugs slightly. Be my guest. You really think it's going to be that easy? You grab the handle and... Yeah, we're stuck. It's not opening. You see, as a witch, that handshake of ours kind of made a spirit contract, so you can try how you like, but that door won't budge. Forcing me into a contract without me knowing? Isn't that like, I don't know, illegal? It's a witch. You really think the law applies to her? And why are you smiling? You're supposed to be pissed off. Oh, it is. In most states, but not this one though. You know, with the economy and all. Egg Eyes nods his head thoughtfully. Yeah, with the economy. The economy has nothing to do with it though. You take a deep breath and breathe out. So if I find the head of this hands guy, I'm free from the contract, right? You pretty much, yeah. His ears perk up suddenly. Oh, right, I forgot. He barrels out of the room and returns almost immediately with a bag in hand. Joan made this for you. He hands you a lightweight black satchel. The witch avoids eye contact bashfully. It wasn't like for you per se. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure these are my initials. She clears her throat. Let's just say that you might need some precautions around some of our residents here. And that I don't want you dying prematurely. You give her a curious look. Or at all, for that matter. Okay, look, don't you have somewhere to be already? Egg Eyes gives a short laugh. Joan doesn't exactly wear her heart on her sleeve, but she really does have good intentions. Trust me, I'm a fox. Hellhound hybrid. Joan makes an incredulous look, but he continues. Basically, this bag has some items that will probably come in handy when you're first getting to know the people around here. If you want to know anything, just ask us, yeah? He glanced down at the bag, then back up at Joan. Got it. Where to start? How much time? What are you? Any precautions around you? How much time do I have? By the way, how long do I have for the job? I don't know. It depends on how long you're willing to stay in a haunted mansion. He pauses. Well, ideally, you'd be done by morning. After all, most of us are nocturnal here. You think to yourself that you might need to get some coffee after all. Ching. I wonder. What are you? Any precautions? What are you? Sorry if this is a bit rude, but what are you guys again? Well, I'm a witch, so I guess that semi-human. Okay. That was a weird little cutscene. Why do I feel like I just got interrupted? Oh, I want to be interrupted too. Stray fox. Boom. Oh my god. To be honest, he kind of looks like FireBoy as well. Joan looks like she wants to go back to sleep. Okay, so as I meet them, I'll sort them into semi-human, or I'll sort them into their things. Do I need to take any precautions around you two? Joan heaves a melodramatic sigh. Ah! Oh, I get it. It's because you think we're all monsters, huh? We're human too, you know. You aren't sure if you're actually being offensive until she cracks a smile. Jokes aside, I came to greet you with Seba because my work area is pretty close by. She pauses. And because, well, Egg Eyes is a good boy. You don't even have to turn around to know that Egg Eyes is wagging his tail excitedly. Hell yes, I love Egg Eyes. You pause for a second, realizing you forgot the most important question. Wait, where should I go now? You were trying to ask Joan, but Egg Eyes immediately jumps in front of you. Oh, I know, I'm a good boy. He lifts his nose up and closes his eyes. He looks incredibly focused. Is he sniffing? You think back to all the documentaries where dogs would follow the trail by scent alone. Without realizing it, you lean forward in anticipation. He sneezes and turns back towards you apologetically.
My bad.
Sorry, it's allergy season. Maybe you should just wander around and hope for the best. Who knows where you are at this point? Clearly you don't. You walk around aimlessly in circles a couple of times without seeing any living or undead, before eventually finding a long hallway. You hear the sound of bones rattling. In the distance, you can see a small frame of someone bent over on the ground. The closer you approach the figure, the more you realize that rather than being someone who is made of skin and bones, this person you're looking at is in fact a skeleton, made of just bones. You try to hide your surprise so you don't seem rude. The skeleton sighs. Just where did Seba throw it this time? They appear to be searching for something, but become aware of your presence nonetheless. Did Joan send you? The skeleton shakes their head. Regardless, I could really use an extra set of eyes right now. Would you mind helping me out? You think to yourself that after you decompose, you'll probably become a skeleton too. Maybe you should help them out in case you run into them later. Lend a helping hand, shed some light. You rustle through your new bag and pull out a flashlight. You flip it on and point it in the direction of the skeleton. Guess you could call this a light bulb moment. Oh my god, he even makes FireBoy's jokes. You sweat nervously. Back home, your jokes typically fall flat. You're about to apologize for making a pun, but you hear the bones rattle with laughter. The skeleton literally cracked a smile. That would be fantastic! You pan the flashlight around your immediate surroundings until half of bony left arm is brought into view. The skeleton eyes, or lack thereof, light up. Like death from Terry Pratchett novels. They quickly grab the appendage and affix it to their left elbow socket, flexing their hand a couple of times to make sure it's in good condition. The skeleton grins. Thanks for illuminating the answer to my problem. You stifle a laugh. I guess I'm a bit bright at times. The skeleton wanted to follow up with another pun, but seems to be at a loss and switches topics. It coughs. That's a hell of a cough. I seem to have forgotten to introduce myself. My name is Marrow. It's a good name for a skeleton. Boom! Not Sans. Clap, clap, game developers. Clap, clap. I get the feeling I've just been vaguely insulted, but... And you are? FireBoy, paranormal investigator at your service. So glad I didn't try and give him, like, the, voice. You do a clumsy bow and hear the rattling laughter again. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's rare to find someone with good humor nowadays. Marrow pauses for a second before clapping their hands together with a sudden realization. Wait, paranormal investigator, you say? You must be the one helping out with hands. And left arms. You give a tired laugh. That's me. Just your regular, good old-fashioned headhunter. You give a slight sigh. That was a good pun. Honestly, it would have been a lot better to know what you're getting into before signing a contract with a witch you barely know. I mean, sure, you finally get to encounter the paranormal, but this really wasn't the way you thought it was going to happen. Or what you thought they were going to be like. You look back up and see that Marrow is deep in thought. You know, I may not talk to Hands often because he has a unique personality, but I still care about him. After all, we're the only two people in this house who struggle with losing their heads occasionally. Part of you wants to question what Marrow's definition of people is, but you stop yourself, since that's probably insensitive. Marrow's teeth start to chatter nervously. I may not be able to help much with the searching, since I don't want to run into Egg Eyes intact, but, well, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to help. Thanks, that means a lot, thank you. Where to start? Glasses. This isn't necessarily relevant, but why do you wear glasses if you're a skeleton? I mean, no offense, but you don't have any eyes. I can see why you might think that, but... Marrow points towards the top of their skull excitedly. See that crack? Yeah? It's a lightning-shaped, right? I mean, yeah, but what has that got to do with... Well, you see, Iris lent me some biography books, and in one of them, there's a famous wizard who has glasses and a lightning scar. Wow, that's so cool! You don't have the heart to tell him that it's fictional. You wonder if this Iris person messes with Marrow frequently. I wonder. Skeleton life. Were you always a skeleton? Were you always a human? Yes. No. Maybe so. I don't know. The skeleton gives a soft, raspy chuckle before looking down. Honestly, I don't remember anything before I was at this mansion. If I was happy, if I had a family, what I look like. Am I a decomposed human? Or was I just created this way? Or maybe my life was just that insignificant. You want to offer some consolation, but the words seem caught in your throat. Marrow might physically just be a mass of bones, but you feel that they still have a heart. Sorry. That got way off track. Do you have any other questions? Should I ask about... Yeah, let's ask about Hans. What's weird about Hans' personality? What isn't weird about... Marrow clears their throat. I mean, well, he's a Dullahan. So the only special ability he has would be doing stuff without his head, but I'm not sure if there's any other way to explain this. To be quite frank, he talks about sealed power in his arm, having a Dark Lord's eye, fighting a secret society. It all started when he was watching those, what do you call them, those foreign kid cartoons. He was watching anime. He has power in his arms, a mystic eye, fighting a secret society. You stare into the distance with a deep sense of emptiness. Those are classic signs of Chunibiu, 8th grader syndrome. Anime. You say that you aren't into it, but who are you kidding? Your hair's pink. You desperately want to switch topics. Let's move on. Let's move on. Oh, before I forget. Where did you last see Hans? Let's see. I think he was heading to the library to look up sewing capes. But he's a very impulsive individual, so I wouldn't be surprised if he changed his mind somewhere along the way. You groan. Tracking down such an unpredictable person, is slowly becoming more and more of a pain. Marrow notices that you are distraught and hurriedly tries to lighten the mood. I might not know where Hans is, but I certainly know where the library is. Let's see. Marrow fiddles with their fingers, popping one off and putting it back on again while lost in thought. Yes. I believe that if you continue straight down this hallway and knock on the right door a couple of times, it should get you there, all in one piece. It should. They give a weak smile. Mystic libraries grow more fickle with time, so be sure to follow the directions properly, okay? Down the hallway, knock on the door on the right a few times. You nod and, picking up your bag, set off in what you assume to be the right direction. Just as instructed, you continue down the hallway. It's quite a long stretch. You observe the details around you to pass the time. Alrighty, well, I'm going to leave this episode here. I am already deeply in love with this game, so you guys can expect a full playthrough. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any other questions, comment, suggestions, chuck down in the comments section. And I'll try and get back to them as quickly as possible. If you're new to the channel, please do make sure to subscribe. But for right now, as always, Frost Squad, have a good day, have a good life, and I'll catch you all down the road.